Okay, so let's just go to the next step is just look at the details of the evening meeting. So let's say you look at the instructions and it says, starts at 6:40 with high energy music and the phrase in quotes, which is Osho's description, which is a celebration of wild energy, wild celebration of energy. Wow. And high energy, music, dance, so put your white gear on, you're ready to go, fun dancing, off you go, ready to go, and in you go, and there's this guy like sitting down, and there's someone here lying down. You go, what is that? And then there's that guy over there, looks like he's standing at a bus stop. Like, now, the first thing, don't bother about anyone else. We humans are geniuses at self-deception. It's our kind of stock in trade. So how these people think that it's a really good idea to come all this way to attend a meditation and then not participate, that beats me. That's their problem. It's not your problem. Just if you understand that when Osho says dance totally, all you have to do is dance totally. Close your eyes if necessary, whatever. Forget everybody else. Go for broke and dance totally. It's so simple. Yes? And you think of actually what we tend to do, right? You know that sort of little constipated sort of AA battery boogie thing we tend to do, little sort of little dancing, you know, like little I mean, what is that? What are you saving it for? When Osho says dance totally, then dance totally. Let go, move. It's not a coincidence that the first stage of the evening meeting has got the adjective wild associated to it, and the first stage of dynamic is chaotic. There's something really enlivening about moving. And letting your body move in any which way it wants to move. And what were we just talking about? Using sound as a way of discovering how to be present. So what's happening? The music is in real time. The music's happening now. Okay? So use the situation of the body movements and dance as a way to discover. What does it mean to use sound as a way of staying present? Okay? And if you know anything about how we learn, movement is an incredibly valuable part of learning. When we learn something with movement, we learn it much more quickly than if we learn something like this. Movement supports learning. So what have we got? We've got, before 7 o'clock, we're moving the body in any which way it wants to move, totally. Yes, in real time, in the present, right? Which is meditation, right? Not, I'm waiting for the meditation to start, and what's happened to now? And what's the third thing we're doing is the shout of Osho, which I hope someone has explained to you is not Hail to the Chief, right? It's a short, in this context, a short shout, short, sharp shout, a meaningless sound. Shout like a lion's roar. And see if you can tell where the sound is coming from. And see if you can hit your center with that sound. Because, as he says, now you know the way in. Pretty interesting. So, before 7 o'clock, what have we got? We've got moving our body in any which way it wants to move, in real time, from the center, which is the whole of martial arts before 7 o'clock. Easy to miss. Okay, now it's 7 o'clock and everyone is clear. Now it's meditation time, right? Everyone's got their, how would I look on the front of Yoga magazine, right? Everyone's got their, right, ready, meditating, proper meditation, right? Which lasts for about 10 minutes, and then at about 10 past 7, you get this rustle around the hall, which is sort of like, great, no, it's the video starting now, right? Now, what is all that, right? We've all seen the advertisements for meditation. It's called relaxation. at least relaxing. There's nothing relaxing about all these kind of complicated postures. It's not about the outer posture, it's the inner posture that counts, right? So get comfortable, right? I mean, you guys sit cross-legged for a week and don't blink, The rest of us, after a couple of minutes, our legs are all over the place, we're really uncomfortable, it's like every body is different. It's not a competition. Get comfortable. Yes, you can have your spine nice and inverted. Don't get so comfortable you fall asleep. That's really stupid. But at least don't be uncomfortable so that you can relax. So simple, right? And then when you understand what we've been talking about, then if you're in a nice relaxed position, you don't have to move for an hour and a half. Just enjoy being still. You think of how it is. You've just danced your brains out. Your body is exhausted. So at least one part of the process is really happy to do nothing. So your body is tired and loves to do nothing. Okay, now you can be sitting there. Start to actually play. And now it doesn't matter whether you're listening to Indian music or 3 drum beats or the air conditioning or Osho speaking. The question is there anybody there listening? That's the key to the whole game. Yes? And you can see that it raises the question, so what is this meditation business, right? What's the idea behind meditation? What is meditation, you might ask, right? So, because I'm hearing all these different things about what it is. So relaxation, okay, so we've got relaxation, and then we've got let go, okay, so we've got relaxation, let go, and then we got being present, right? Being present, relaxation, let go, being present, and then playful, right? Playful, got to be playful, relaxed, let go, being present, and then suddenly you'll hear Osho say something like, being present with the intensity as if this is the last moment of your life. Oh, geez, really playful. And I'm really trying to keep all my list together, and then just let go. And I'm trying to, and then, of course, someone is bound to remind you, of course, meditation is, of course, doing nothing. Oh, now what, right? It's very paradoxical, right? Just what you have often heard Osho talk about in terms of paradox. Yes? So just think of totality and relaxation. When? When do we ever experience totality and relaxation? Totality is, something is really happening and we're, relaxation, that's like, maybe Saturday afternoon in front of the television with a beer. But we don't do these things together, right? I mean, this is very paradoxical situation. Yeah? So, just a little aside, when you are present, you're watching, and a question which naturally arises is, so why don't we stay here instead of being taken somewhere else? I'd like to stay here, I'd like to be present, I'd like to turn up for my own life, right? So what is the mechanism that always takes me somewhere else? So I imagine, say, the thought process comes cruising in. Time to talk about your suitcase and your travel plans. See if you make the airport in time, and takes you by the nose to like a domestic animal, off to the farmyard to have another conversation about your suitcase. But it doesn't work like that. Okay? Yes, in comes the thought about your suitcase, wanting your attention. But in order to engage this guy, we have to do something. Right? We have to actually go, then we end up in the farmyard having a conversation about the suitcase, which opens the possibility for a different outcome. Okay, yes, in comes this thought going past. Is it possible for me to discover the knack of just staying here, doing nothing, relaxed, doing nothing, doing nothing, doing nothing, doing nothing, doing nothing. Finished. Okay? So now you're getting the sort of the starting point of how this witnessing works. And what is our habit? Our habit is to engage. It can be either, oh, I don't like it, or, oh, yes, I want to get something. And the hardest thing there is for us is to do nothing. Doing nothing is really tricky because we are trained to have an opinion about everything. I don't like it, I like it, it's not good, it is good, it's better, it's worse, blah, blah, endless. No opinion, no judgment, no comment, no involvement. That's tricky. So what exactly does that mean? Let's supposing I say to you, now, is it okay if I ask you, the question I want to ask you is it okay if I ask these guys whether they notice me scratching my head while I'm talking to her? You notice? And did you say to yourself, I've got some shampoo that would fix that? No comment? If he wants to scratch his head, he can scratch his head, right? Not my business, right? His head, his scratching, he can do it, whatever he wants to do with his head, nothing to do with me. Nothing. No involvement, right? So that's all we're talking about, see? She just did it. She was completely conscious, aware of something, and didn't have any obligation to go and have a discussion, a label, a judgment, a comparison, no comment. Okay? That's all it is. That's all we're talking about. She just did it. I tricked her into doing it, and if she was a hairdresser, she might have jumped on me and said, who knows. But in this situation, very easy, no comment, right? But we do it all the time. We're all doing it all day long. We just have to discover the knack of applying that same skill, which we already have, to our own thoughts and feelings. Okay? So there you are sitting there. There's Indian music. So now you've already learned the art of discovering how to be present using body movement, dancing. And now you're discovering how to use sound as a way of staying present to music. And now the next thing, I'm going to discover how to stay present, hearing a voice, but treating it like music. Trusting if anything is there for me to hear, I'll hear it. And I don't have to chase after meaning and language and be an intellectual. I relax totally, do nothing, and trust I get whatever I need to get. Okay, so then what happens next? We have the gibberish. Yes? Again, read the instructions. You see people sitting there sort of nervously, wondering what to do. Don't waste it. When Osho uses some phrase like, this is one of the most scientific ways of cleaning the mind, that gets your attention. So read the instructions. Don't waste your time. Right? And what are the instructions, right? Say whatever you've always wanted to say, but you could never say because of your family, your history, your background, your conditioning. Say whatever's on your mind. Right? Be total, be authentic, make it real. Go totally crazy. Screaming, shouting, whatever you want, in any language except a language that you know. Right? Make it real, be authentic. Be honest. Right? So this one phrase he uses about it, I found the other day, beautiful phrase. It's a passionate dialogue with the sky. The sky is not listening, nobody's listening. The importance is the passionate dialogue, right? And why does he keep talking about language? See what's happening here. Think of what you do when you get angry. So I'm upset, what do? So I've got all this emotional stuff going on, right? Right? And now I've got this language center providing rationalization for my anger. Yes? Simple game we all play. And of course, the rationalization is just make-believe. It's not true. I say I get angry with you because you trod on my toe. That's what I say. Actually, I'm angry because of something that happened at home last week. right? You know the game we play, right? So in this situation, it's what you've done is you've got this, whatever it is, the reality of whatever you're gibberishing about, right? Something you're really passionate about, total, authentic, right? Going totally crazy, and now there's no language support. The language is gibberish. You're disconnecting this habit of providing a rationalization for your emotions. You're separating the two out, which is incredibly valuable. If you think of what we're doing, we're watching feelings, we're watching thoughts, incredibly valuable. So go for broke, be total, yes? Don't waste your time being sort of nervous. Nobody cares. What are you saving it for? Right? Totality, that's the experiment. So basically, what have we got here? The evening meeting is like a kind of a flight simulator. It's a completely artificial environment so that we can discover what is this thing about being present. What's it mean being total and relaxed and present? What's it mean to be in the moment? What is meditation, right? A completely artificial environment so we can learn it really quickly, right? Because we're not going to go and stand on our heads trashing out the Himalayas for 30 years. That's not going to happen. And as Osho says, people want answers quickly. This is the instant coffee world, and why not? So it's a very, very simple, beautiful, clear way for anybody to get a hang of what is the game of meditation. And basically there you are sitting there, and if you think of the various elements, you might wonder, why is there a video, right? If it's about listening, why is there a video? Well, the video is your live demo. And you may notice that you're watching Osho in a room talking to all these people with their eyes closed. Hang on, I got my eyes open, watching Osho speak to a group of people with their eyes closed. It's funny. And then you notice Osho is not saying, look at Osho. He's saying, look at you, look at ourselves. We're the ones who need the lube job. He's fine. Right? And then you hear him say, this is a meditation. Then you hear him say, meditation happens better with your eyes closed. And then you hear him say, you can go on watching someone ride a bike forever. But if you want to be a bike rider, you've got to get on the bike. Everyone has to walk the walk themselves. No one can do it for you. This is not a second-hand anything. It's yours. That's the beauty of it. That's the dignity of it. You owe it to nobody. It's totally yours. Wonderful proposal. So think of that. There you are. Your eyes are closed. Maybe. Why not? Experiment. Your body's exhausted, happy to do nothing. You're using sound as a way to stay present. What else is there? Thoughts and feelings. A genius, simple way for all of us to discover the art of watching our thoughts and feelings. This thing that's been turned into this very complicated, esoteric, spiritual, religious, complicated game is now made really, really simple that anyone can play. And moreover, then you say, yeah, but where am I going to be next week, or next month, or in 6 months? It doesn't matter. Put some music on, dance your brains out, put the headphones on, you're in exactly the same space. You have everything you need for as long as you need it. You take it with you, it's yours, it's totally your responsibility. Nothing to do with anyone else. And it's the most incredible proposal there is. And Osho is not interested in people listening to him speaking. He's only doing that because we were not able to sit in silence. So this flight simulator is just a demo, only of interest for Osho so that we have something to take into our 24 hours. If we get the smell, the taste, what is this being present, then I've got something to take with me. Can I cut a banana and be present? Can I walk and be present? Can I walk and chew and be present? Right? And that's what this whole place is about. Think how many times you're going to walk past the waterfall and not even notice if it's switched on or switched off. Right? That's not just water running away, that's our life running away. Think how many times we're going to walk into Zoba. Sign says, please close the door, the AC's on, I'm on automatic pilot. Completely miss it. They're just little games, but it's just a reminder, what else am I missing? It's my life I'm missing. Because my life is happening moment to moment right here. So it's just an opportunity for us, can I take this into my daily life? Then you can take it into more and more complex areas of your life. The whole family is going crazy, everyone is screaming at each other, everyone is upset, Aunt Florrie jumped out of the window and everyone's blaming everybody and the whole place is going nuts. Would it be a good idea if there was one person who was relaxed, at ease, playful, totally present, able to respond in that moment appropriately? Why not us? Or the company's going bankrupt and everyone's running off with the furniture. Would it be a good idea if at least somebody was... Or when the most interesting moment we all have in front of us, when it really is the last moment of our lives. Would it be a good idea to be relaxed, at ease, playful, present, able to respond in that moment? It's a no-brainer. So it is the most amazing proposal ever. It's a revolution in the game of consciousness. The active meditations are basically doorways to the evening meeting, and the evening meeting is your doorway to living consciously as a lifestyle. And two little tiny extra points, the let go. Yes, you probably read the instructions, let go, fall dead, fall like a tree, fall like a bag of rice, yes? And then you watch all us really dedicated, enthusiastic seekers, all kind of, excuse me, just looking like we're making our bed. Be total, be real, right? If it was life and death, you would be. What you don't realize is it is life and death, right? It really is. Right? And the last thing is the dancing at the end. We discovered when we put all the let-goes together, Osho was very explicit. It's not without reason I want you to celebrate at the end of every meditation, every evening meditation he's talking about, right? And then he says, can we celebrate, can we celebrate, can we celebrate? And he keeps going, can we celebrate? And when he's celebrating, I mean, this is Usain Bolt celebrating. I mean, this is the full Monty, really energetic, enthusiastic, total, right? Which he keeps going, and then suddenly, 2/3 of the way through the let-goes, suddenly he's in a talk called "My Dance is Complete," which is a phrase he uses halfway through the talk. Suddenly he says, "Do you promise you'll celebrate when I'm gone?" And then never mentions it again. Interesting. So, when one of his secretaries at the end was sort of sitting there and not dancing, he said, "So, you're not dancing?" No, I'm deep in meditation," she said. He said, "It's just that your meditation is not deep enough." So you go figure, I get the feeling he's saying, celebrate. Okay, thank you for coming. I hope it helps. Take care, have fun. Yes, and don't take it too seriously. Okay?